Hmm. Welcome, beautiful ones, beautiful beings of light. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Kristina Day, here with you today. And if you are new to the channel, welcome. My name is Kristina Day, and here on the channel, we focus on you so that you can step and align into personal power with personal power, full self-expression, lead and create and serve others from a place of inner alignment, peace, joy, and overflow as a creator, as a leader of the new paradigm of the new earth. So we'll be talking all about energetics, inner alchemy, inner alignment, as well as the practical sides of, what it takes in terms of practical work and systems when you're building your 5D business and you're marketing it out there, putting it out there, speaking your voice and sharing about your beautiful services to the world. So today's video, guys, as you can see, I titled it, I feel a little bit maybe clickbaity, please forgive me, but the real inner work that makes a difference. And this is something I really feel called to share with you, speak about, because I feel, and what I see, what I observe, it's not something that actually is being spoken about and shared like in the mainstream social media. And it's not that the other inner work is not real, but what I'm going to share with you today is quite simple, but it's quite foundational. And I find that this is one of the key ingredients that is actually creating a long-lasting shift in your bioenergetical field and how you see yourself, how you see others, and how you see and act in the world. So I'm sure we can agree that in the general narrative, there's a lot of, there's a lot of incredible creators out there that are teaching beautiful things. It's not about pointing fingers on specifically anyone. However, for some reason, there has been formed a very thick, so to speak, paradigm, way of being that is influencing people, which is a lot of the love and light. And people, when they begin their healing journey, or when they become, decide, okay, I'm gonna start working on my business, I'm gonna be leader, I'm gonna be creating, I'm gonna be putting myself out there, what often happens, because we're coming from a lot of conditioning and programming, and it's not just in the beginning of your journey, and you'll understand when I speak to this, that this is very common, is that we think that love, light, abundance, whatever we want, is somewhere outside of us, right? That we need to do something, we need to work, we need to heal ourselves, whatever. Basically, the paradigm is that we are trying to reach something outside of us. We're trying to reach this love. We're trying to reach this love. We're trying to reach this enlightenment and, become this guru or whatever, mentor, guide. Doesn't matter, whatever it may be. And, you might not be this in this way of being. However, it is crucial to have this key understanding, key operational way of being in your awareness when you're trying to manifest, to call in, to receive something in your life, right? You have to become an energetical match to it. Either is it, you know, a thing or whatever, or it's maybe a version of you. Maybe it's a next version of you that you're trying to shift into, right? So if you're trying to shift into a next version of you who has, I don't know, let's say business, money, relationship, it's not about reaching the light. It's not pursuing something outside of you, right? So I'm giving you, here's the real inner work. Here's the secret, the main key ingredient to personal evolution and evolution of you as a creator, as a leader, as a missioned soul. And it is, we're not trying to reach the light. We're not trying to become something that we're not. But it's about bringing all of that we are from up there down here, down into density, down into your physicality in your body. It is about connecting and bringing all of your consciousness that is stationed in higher dimensions, right? So we're dropping from the, we're living in 12th dimensional time and space matrix. So our avatar consciousness starts to drop, you know, into our avatar consciousness from 12, 11, 10 into our soul, 8, 7, 6, 8, 8, 7, 6, yes, and into our soul, 5, 4, and right, we then drop into our physicality. So it's important. This is the key. Here's the secret, that nothing is outside of you. And when you connect with those higher aspects of yourself, higher does not mean better. Higher means just simply you have more awareness of your gifts, more power, you hold more light. It's a higher paced frequency, right? So we're connecting and bringing that into ourselves, into this density. This is the real work, because it is easy to go up there and stay in the light and be all the enlightened monk and chant Om, but the real inner work is to bring all of that into the density, to do the uncomfortable work. This is the real work. And not only it is more, let's say, challenging to do that than just to experience joy, love, and bliss. But it is also one of the things that will create long-lasting shift in who you be, in the way you experience life, whom you attract, what you attract. Why? Because you brought that higher frequency of light, of your consciousness, into your cellular level, into your quantum particles. You become embodied on emotional, mental, physical levels. You're not just staying, you're not just feeling that, you know, those incredible insights and that aligned way of being is somewhere up there. No, you become aligned, relaxed, blissful, joyful, overflowing, embodied human being who is centered, grounded, at the same time simultaneously connected with the cosmic energies, right? We're grounded and connected, and here we are centered in the physicality. So in a nutshell, this is the main thing that I wanted to share with you, right? That the real inner work is to bring higher dimensional states of consciousness of who you already are from up there down into the physicality. Now the question is, how do we do that? How do we get there? How do we get into this way of being? How do we shift into this way of being? And as I mentioned already, it is through work. And work does not equal hard, but it will require you to not just face challenges and not just face your fears and so on, but go through them. And it's a process of inner alchemy. It's a process of shadow work. It's a process of working with different parts and aspects of your personality, of your human self, including your soul, right? It is by working with our aspects as inner child, ego. It is by becoming aware of our conditioning, programming, traumas that we have received in this lifetime, other karmic and traumatic experiences that we have received as a consequence of parallel incarnations. It is what we inherited through our DNA. All of that is making up, is our genetical makeup that vibrates at a certain frequency. And some of those things will not be an energetical match for the desires that you are calling in consciously. Right? Have you experienced that you, sometime in your life that you really, really want something, and no matter what you do, no matter what you try, it does not work out? It is because there is something in your energetical field that repels your conscious desire. Right? So it is important we inquire with our psyche, with our consciousness internally, what is actually subconsciously or unconsciously repelling my very desire. And this can be it can be expressed, or it can be manifesting on a personal level, right? In like your relationships, in your health, how just simple things. How good and happy and joyful do you feel on a daily basis, right? And also, for those of us who are leaders and creators, who are here, who are mission souls, who are here truly knowing that they are here to serve, to guide others, to share their unique soul essence, their frequency, their medicine with others, there comes another layer of the work that becomes available to us for us to clear that conditioning, clear the programming, clear the contraction, the suppression. And it is when we step into a role of a leader, when we step in uh, and own and embrace and embody ourselves as creators, as somebody who not just does something for ourselves, but truly embodies unity consciousness, not just walks and talks about all is one, but actually feels other people as one, feels animal as one, feel trees as one, sees everything. Like even this, my phone is made out of the same stuff, out of the same atoms as my hair, as me. It just vibrates. The atoms, the quantum particles are just vibrating on a different frequency at a different speed. The quantum particles are vibrating on a different speed, on a different frequency. Just to make sure I said it correctly, because often people are using frequency, vibration as an interchangeable. Actually, it's not. So if you are a leader, what does it mean for you? If you are here to create new paradigm, does not matter if you're a mentor, if you are a guide already, or this is something that you want to create and move forward with. I had a conversation with someone yesterday, and she's a beautiful, beautiful girl, and very, very talented, obviously ancient soul, mission soul, here to serve humanity. And she's doing already, ceremonies, not to give too much information away, but she's doing ceremonies. She's working with some, light medicine, but what she really desires is to start her coaching business and really take it seriously. However, what she's experiencing are the typical fear of speaking up, fear of that she's not good enough, and the practical aspect. Well, how do I even create an offer? How do I launch my business? How do I put myself out there? Like, it's kind of clear overall because she has also experience in business and marketing. However, how one does it from A to B in a strategic aligned way so that it doesn't feel overwhelming or like, you know, you're throwing spaghetti at the wall. And what she said to me, as she was, you know, writing down her intentions and goals and what are the action steps that she needs to take, one of the steps she put was that she needs to get another certification before she is ready to act on sharing what she already knows. And by all means, I'm not saying that certifications are not important. However, very often what happens is that people who already actually have the knowledge and the skills, because they have not released the conditioning, the density, they haven't done the shadow work, the inner alchemy, they haven't created space in their physicality, in their vessel, for those higher dimensional states of consciousness of who you are to anchor in into your physicality. Instead of doing the inner work and addressing and walking through the shadows, through the fears, through the doubts, through all the illusions and programming that is blurring your and distorting your perception of you and not allowing you to see yourself for who you truly are and for all the wisdom and knowledge that you already have. Instead of that, people often tell, well, I'm just gonna go and do another certification. And I cannot tell you how many clients I've had who have all the certifications and they're still afraid to call themselves a coach. How many clients I have had who have certifications, but they are like, well, I have so many certifications. By this time, I already should have had a business. When in reality, certification does not equal business. Certification does not equal that you're going to do the work. Right? There are people who have no certification and they're creating huge shifts in humanity. And there are people who have certification and they still cannot create a shift because why? They did something on a mental level. Oh, I went through some skill set, I learned how to guide the process, but they have not embodied the wisdom of their soul into their body. They haven't embodied those codes of love, of unconditional love, of light and abundance into their physicality, infused with their soul essence, right? So if we're not embodying it, we're actually, it's very challenging for us to make a difference in someone else's life. If we're going to be trying to do it, we're going to be trying to do it on a mental level, following a checklist and not a man-made checklist, and not truly serving from our soul, from our unique frequency, right? And by all means, if you have no experience in guiding someone through something, you have no like certifications or whatever, and you have no personal experience, right? This does not mean, you know, hey, you don't need a certification, just go out and do a trauma work. Of course not. You have to be very aware, very in tune. But what I'm speaking to is that many people actually do have skills. They have years and years and years of personal experience. They have worked with many people already, not in a business setting. They maybe haven't charged for it. And they actually have a lot of innate wisdom from their soul, but they're not able to act on it and truly make a business around it because they're afraid to speak up, because they haven't shifted their identity into a healer, into a coach, into a mentor, into a guide, a leader, whatever. They're still seeing themselves as a wannabe. Right? Istekere na ku era na ki sekere na ku akira na ku takira na ku sakita kira na ka. Just releasing any and all. Takerene kisa inaki okurana kisa tikaranaku. Doubts, fears, insecurities, false perceptions of self, humanity, others, and the divine. That does not serve, that does not belong to you any longer, that are not in alignment with your highest soul path. A lot of these things, guys, are sitting in our solar plexus, right? Personal power, identity. And also, you know, the lower chakra, the sacral and root chakra, a lot of the times they're blocked, crooked, clogged up with all the mucus clouds and, you know, miasma from the traumas, from stuck emotions. And our soul is not fully able to anchor in. How many people talk about their visions and the desires? They receive the downloads, but they're not able to follow through. Why? Because soul, the vessel, is not soul is not able to anchor into the vessel freely and fully, because the lower chakras, the egoic deficiencies, are still very present. Ooh. So let's start to wrap this up. The real inner work is not a rocket science. Very simple, straight to the point, but it's not easy. When I say it's not easy, I do not mean it's hard. But you have to commit. You have to make a decision that you are shifting, that you're changing who you be, and that you are devoting yourself to the highest service, to yourself, to others, to planet Gaia. Because you incarnated here to do two things: to learn, right? And this is the work that you're gonna do. You're gonna learn, you're gonna evolve, and to give. And the first work, the first step of you becoming a leader, being a creator, being a healer, guide, mentor, is doing the work on yourself. It is releasing who you're not, releasing all the stories, distortions, the stuff that you have picked up that have blurred your perception of self, that make you feel unsafe to just to be yourself, that makes you feel disconnected from your soul, that makes you feel being not safe on this planet. When we release those, and when we do the real inner work, and we drop in our higher dimensional consciousness into the physicality, we'll bring that awareness, we'll bring our coding into our human hologram. This is when we align our physicality, mental, emotional body with our soul, and we start to walk our soul path from a place of inner peace, joy, overflow, and most importantly, alignment. If we don't have alignment between those main four pieces, four aspects of our human hologram, we're creating misalignment. And then we're not, it's, you know, my soul desires one, but I'm doing something else because I'm afraid to act, or I don't believe it's going to happen. We're creating misalignment, and we're creating perpetual cycle of not having progress, not experiencing, not receiving, not attracting what we desire consciously. So this is my invite to you. And most importantly, I really create this video from a place I desire to raise awareness about this topic, about this real, work. How simple it actually is. All we need to do is to go inward and pay attention and listen and release what does not serve, and commit and decide and commit to what we actually want, right? And for that, we do need to work with our consciousness. It's not about the next certification. It's not about the next strategy. You can do any strategy, the best strategy. You can take all these certifications, but if you don't have inner alignment, if you have not integrated your ego, if you have not made ego your friend, if you're not listening to your inner child, but you're listening to your old stories of your parents, culture, teachers, whoever gave you that story, and you're beating yourself up, you're putting yourself down, you're wasting your time. You're wasting the time when you could be making a difference, when you could actually be doing things that bring you joy, that light up the heck out in your heart. So I hope this resonates. I hope this serves. If you are in a place where you'd like to receive support with this alignment, there are free monthly calls that I'm about to launch. As I'm recording this video in July 2024. So if you're watching it later, probably it's already live. If you would like to join our free monthly group calls, I'm gonna leave the waiting list link down below. This is where you can leave your details, your email, and once the first alignment call is scheduled, I'll email you the details so you can join us as well. But this is going to be a place where we come together as a leaders, as a creators of the new paradigm, and we'll work through this stuff, right? All the confidence stuff, all the business, all the marketing things, and also how do we shift, how we anchor in those higher dimensional aspects of the consciousness and perspectives when we stop operating from the old ways of being of grids of fear and contraction and lack, and actually shift into creation from a place of love, overflow, unconditional service to others. Right, so check out the link below for the free monthly calls. And if you'd like to work with me directly, I do offer one-on-one sessions at this time, either focusing on your 5D business and marketing, structure, systems, productization, messaging, calling in your soul clients, or your personal inner alchemy, personal inner alignment. Check the links down below. Also, if this resonates, guys, I would really love if you could leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment, share this with other leaders and creators of the new earth. Let's co-create together. Let's shift the consciousness together. And if you'd like also to support the channel and help me to enable me to continue to create free content for you, you also can donate and support me financially. There's a donation link down below. Of course, it's not expected, but really deeply appreciated. So I'm sending you all of my love. Please leave your questions down below. I would love to hear what you're thinking, where you're at, and I'll see you in my next video. Much love.